Hi, welcome back to capitalforextraining.com, and in this video we're going to be discussing the momentum indicator. Now, the momentum indicator detects a couple of very important things for us. Firstly, it detects the strength of a particular trend taking place, so it's great if you're a trend trader, but also it detects a weakness of a trend taking place. So it provides us with a very good indication whether we should be exiting a particular trend trade that we've taken earlier, and it does that by measuring the rate of change in closing prices that you see on your chart. So it's very clever, in fact. So it will take, the actual indicator will take a closing price of every single candle that you see in front of you in your chart, look at where it's closed, and then use that data to make a graphical representation in the format of a line that you see here. Okay. So another thing you need to know about the indicator is that it's also what's called a leading indicator, which means that it's that it works slightly ahead of price. So as the lagging indicators, they usually give you a positive reading in an uptrend when that uptrend is sort of halfway through, whereas a leading indicator such as this one, it provides you with a positive reading, for example, if it's going in an uptrend before the actual trend itself begins. So it's a very good predictor, let's call it, of trend movement within prices. And also, the one thing you also need to know is that the lower the time frame is, the more choppier its graphical representation is, i.e. the line that you see there. So at the moment I'm in the daily chart, but if I go into, say, the 15-minute chart, you can see that it's very choppy, very choppy there in the 5-minute chart, even in the hourly chart as well. But we're going to use the daily charts for this video because it's a lot more easier to see in front of you exactly how the indicator works. So how do we trade it? Okay, well, the first thing we need to do is obviously load the indicator on. So guys, as usual, if you're using MT5, go to Insert, Indicators. It's in the oscillators folder under Momentum. If you're using other pieces of software, then it's where all your other indicators are stored. So the first thing you need to do is identify something called the center point. Now, this is exactly what you need to do. If you go to the draw tool, plot a line on your momentum chart, right click it, go to properties, go to parameters and type in 100. Okay. In other pieces of software, sorry, double click that so you can't move the line. In other pieces of software, the line already comes with it, which you can change, but by default I think it's already set at the right place for you. Now, this is very important. Other pieces of software don't actually use the number 100 as a center point. They use the number 0. Okay. The reason why is because when the momentum indicator is above center point, it's in positive territory, and when it's below the center point, it's in negative territory, which is a great way of doing it. Really, there's no complaints there. But just so you know, the zero that you use in other pieces of software and the 100 value that you use in MT5 or MT4 or other pieces of software, they're in exactly the same place. Okay, so from now on, just so nobody gets confused, I'm just going to refer to it as the center point rather than any value like 100 or 0. Okay. So the first thing was said is that the indicator detects the strength in a particular trend. So, and the way that it does that is very easy. Let's go in the uptrend to start with. If the momentum indicator is above the center point, i.e. here, then you can see that the trend is going upwards. If the momentum indicator is below 0, you can see that the trend is going downwards. Okay, there really is nothing more to say to that, really. That is as complicated as it gets. That's the way that this indicator is used to detect strength trend. If it's above the center point, it goes up, and if it's below the center point, it goes down. Okay. Now, one thing that you must not do is trade in opposite directions, i.e., if let's say the momentum indicator is going downwards but the trend is going up, don't take the trade. Okay. if the indicator is going upwards and the trend is going down, then don't take that trade. Okay, you only trade when the trend and the indicator are going in the same direction. So if the trend or the prices are going up and the momentum indicator is going up, you take that trade. If the trend is going down and the indicator is going down, you take that trade. So for example, I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put that there. Okay, so what I've done here, I'm just going to zoom in for you. I've got an area where the indicator, the momentum indicator, is above the center point, but the trend is going down. You do not take that trade at all. Okay, you only start trading when the indicator is below zero and the trend is going downwards in this particular scenario. Okay, so that's how it's used to determine trends. The other way of using the indicator is by something called divergence, which we've actually discussed in another video prior to this. But all it will be, let me just find a very good, just a very simple example for you. Okay, here we go. What you got here is something called a double bottom pattern, where the trend is going downwards. It bounces back up, it bounces back down towards the last swing. This is what this is called, a swing, and then it shoots back up in an upwards direction. And it creates this kind of W pattern here. That's called a double bottom. Now, despite the fact that the second swing is below the first swing, which will indicate that the trend is on its way down still, if you look at the momentum indicator, the first swing is the second swing is actually above the first swing. So whereas in the chart the second swing is below the first swing, in the momentum indicator the second swing is above the first swing. Okay, and that's called divergence. Okay, so I'm just going to connect those two up there. Okay, and you can see that the trend just shot up. Okay, now you only start trading it when it obviously crosses this line here, but it's a great trade to take. Okay, and look at that, that is 7,362 pips. If you're trading 10 cents or 10 pounds or 10 euros per pip, you've just made, in fact no, it'd be from here, wouldn't it, you've made $383, pounds or euros, whatever you're trading in. Okay, so that's the divergence. Okay, another way of using this, I'm just going to delete this. Another way of using the momentum indicator is a sort of a break in its own trend. So because it's what we call a leading indicator, we can also use it as price action. So if I just connect, I'm just going to explain that a little bit better for you. So I'm just going to connect these points here. Okay, so what I'm looking for is where the trend originally started. So here. Okay, so we've got an uptrend. It sort of paused there a little bit and it went up here. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line to demonstrate that that is an uptrend. Okay, now we're also going to connect all the swings using the momentum indicator that are part of that uptrend, and as soon as that trend is broken, the trend in the momentum indicator, you can see, okay, obviously the momentum indicator went down, but you can see that from that point the trend went south. Okay, and that's the third way of using the trend, this momentum indicator, and you can see already how great this indicator is. So the first way, like we said, was determining the strength of an actual trend taking place. The second way of using it is looking at the divergence, okay, that we've seen here. I'm just going to draw that line again for you. Okay, and another one here. So obviously that's a divergence, and the last one is a break in the momentum indicator's trend. So we've got an uptrend, a clear uptrend here. We connect all of the swings of that indicator there, and when it's broken, you can trade it downwards. Okay. Now, again, I'm just going to repeat. Don't just use the indicator itself. Okay. we will teach you how to trade particular strategies using this momentum indicator. So don't just think because you've seen this video and now you know how the momentum indicator works that you can use it in your trading just by using it on its own. Well, you can't do that. Like I said, all we've done in this video was to show you how the indicator actually works and how it can be used in your trading. But what we haven't shown you yet is how to actually trade it. Okay, that is the big difference. So keep watching the videos. The strategies will be coming up very soon, and we will see you for the next video.